Las Vegas Aces star A'ja Wilson had a challenging start to her game on the very day she was named the WNBA's unanimous MVP for the third time. Wilson, typically a dominant force, managed just 4 points on 1 of 8 shooting in the first half of Game 1 against the Seattle Storm in their first-round playoff matchup. However, true to her resilience, Wilson turned things around in the second half, leading the Aces to a 78-67 victory. Wilson's slow start didn't deter her, thanks to the support from her teammates, particularly veteran guard Tiffany Hayes, who stepped up in a big way off the bench. "The basketball gods have a funny way of showing me that sometimes you've just got to get out of the mud," Wilson reflected after the game. "In the second half, the game kind of settled down for me and I really started to dissect the defense. That's when I got rocking and rolling." By the end of the game, Wilson had racked up 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 blocks, reminding everyone why she's the reigning MVP. Earlier in the day, Wilson had been moved to tears while watching a tribute from legendary 3-time MVPs Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, and Lauren Jackson. Wilson, now part of this elite group, received her trophy in front of the Aces' home crowd at Michelob Ultra Arena. Though Wilson struggled early, Seattle's defense, which was missing forward/center A'ja Wilson, managed to slow her down. The Aces were 2 of 18 from the field in the first quarter, trailing 18-9. That's when Tiffany Hayes came alive. While Wilson didn't attempt a shot in the second quarter, Hayes dominated, scoring 12 points and keeping the Aces afloat. Hayes finished with an impressive 20 points on 8 of 12 shooting. The game was extra special for Hayes, as her mother, Dorothy Jenny Hayes, was in attendance. This was her first time flying, and she made the trip from Florida to Las Vegas for her daughter's birthday and the playoffs. "I want to shout out my mom," Hayes said. "She was my coach growing up, and I'm glad she could be here." Hayes, who turned 35, has had a career revival with the Aces after briefly retiring. Though she has typically been a starter, Hayes embraced her role off the bench this season and has emerged as a strong contender for 6th Player of the Year. As the Aces, reigning 2-time WNBA champions, prepare for Game 2, Hayes remains an X-factor for the team. "She gets us going. Her energy is there always," Wilson praised. But in the end, it's Wilson who shines the brightest. After all, as Seattle coach Noelle Quinn noted, the MVP MVP'd. She's MVP for a reason.